Welcome to Distorted Opinions. I'm Kayla. I am with Keisha, and we've got Matt with us this week. And if you're wondering why we're all laughing, we've been talking because the last episode Keisha and I did together, we were talking about discovering music in unexpected places. And toward the end, we started kind of talking about how we use Soundhound to discover music. And so I've got this really insane eclectic playlist on Spotify of all the stuff that I found that's been found through Soundhound. And so we were asking Matt if he uses Soundhound, and he was telling us he uses Shazam, which is a similar app. And it turns out Matt and Keisha have something in common. However, Matt was just about to share a really funny story, and we were like, hold on. We gotta hit record because this is something that's gonna be shared with the audience. So let's pick up on that, guys.
Yes, please.
All right, so as Kayla was mentioning and whatnot, Soundhound, SoundCloud, this, it's a platform where if you hear a song and if you press a certain, or if you press the action button, it'll give you whatever the song is, and then you can attach it to a playlist. Mm-hmm. Well, I personally use Shazam. I've always used Shazam, and not until I found out tonight about Soundhound, so I'm going to be checking that out. But a great funny story about Shazam is I am the type of individual that looks wicked funny in a store. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm pulling out that phone and I'm going to the nearest speaker. Yes, I'm the dork, or the idiot, or the weird guy, that's standing out there trying to get to the closest speaker because I'm like, wow, I actually kind of like this song. But this story goes a little more above. So
there are levels to this.
I will not mention the location because I still go there. But I will mention the company. So I did go to a Best Buy one day, and here and there I'll go ahead and I'll check out, hey, what do they got? Maybe I'll check out, some new DVDs or a complete set, or maybe a video game, need new TV, you name it, just whatever it is, okay? And there was a song that I could hear faintly in the background. And I'm like, oh, wow, what is that song? So I was trying to, again, it was almost like, in the cartoons, when the dog sniffs something, like the ears go up and it's like, it's got its attention. Well, I was like that. Okay. But using obviously my ears to figure out where I could get the closest sound. Now, I have a very, very big list. So I couldn't tell you the actual song, but I could tell you in very specific detail what I did for this song.
Please do. What did you do?
I go in. Uh-huh. I'm in the DVD section. I hear this song, and I went, okay. Now I'm like, well, wait a minute. You know what? Maybe it's coming from the audio section. Maybe it's like maybe it's TV. But then I'm like, all right. So I walk closer over there. I'm like, no, it's not that. And then I notice that the song's getting fading. So I'm like, all right, we're getting somewhere else. So I start now walking toward where the appliance sections were. And I was like, oh, I'm hearing the speakers now. I'm like, okay, here we go. We're getting closer. Now, this is what I do. Again, I'm the guy, and we're already about halfway through the song, so I got to make a quick decision here, all right? So I pull this phone up, and I'm like, Shazam it, blah, 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 blah. It's going. No results. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? I found a ladder, okay? I found...
like one of the employee ladders? Like you both got a ladder from an employee?
that has the wheels to it. Okay, where you have to push it because when you have the
one you gotta work for.
The one you gotta work for, yes. Like the ones where you say, "Oh, I want that," PlayStation 5 at the very top. Okay, which is about like maybe 2 stories high.
And they look at you all salty, knowing that you wanted that one.
Hey, listen. Again, remind you, I'm already halfway through the song. When I got there, now I'm about maybe about 90 seconds left. I jumped on that ladder. And I climbed all the way up, and I stuck my phone up
right at the speaker,
and I Shazammed it, and I was literally feeling like it was like Nickelodeon Guts when you climb that tower and you have to push the button. What is it?
My gosh!
The something Grogakong or something like that. I don't know what it was, but it literally felt like that. And I was the asshole that got my phone. I got my Shazam. I got the song. And then I was escorted out. I couldn't get my product.
You were escorted out of a Best Buy?
Because they thought because you have some random person. Oh, now, hey, listen, I tried explaining. Hey, I was just trying to get a song.
You can still go there though.
I can still go there though. Okay, maybe it was just that day. Maybe it was like
not
a slap
hanging
of the
on a wall behind the check-in at like the service desk.
And so get this, okay? So obviously, service guy comes down and says, "No, sir, you got to come down." So I'm coming down. And he asked me, he goes, "May I ask what you were doing? Because this is for employees." And I said, "Yeah, I was actually just Shazamming a song." And all of a sudden, his supervisor came around and he said, "Did I really hear you correct? You were Shazamming a song?" He goes, "Haven't you heard of Google?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm going to have to ask you to leave." And I left.
Oh, he was very like, oh, that's disappointing.
Google doesn't help you if you don't know what the song is.
Thank you.
The whole point of the app is for me to figure it out because I don't know this.
Listen.
Unless you can catch enough of the lyrics or something to maybe be able to search for that after. Google doesn't help you.
I mean, I think at this point, I wasn't really able to process like even some lyrics at that time because remind you, I'm climbing at the very top of this friggin' stairs.
Right. If your phone couldn't pick it up, it probably wasn't really loud enough for you to fully hear it.
Right. But coming down, everyone's seeing this random guy on like the store stairs. Okay, and I mean, there really wasn't anything to argue. I mean, it was like, okay.
Well, did you download the song afterwards?
I did get the song.
Okay, I know, but like, did you download it? Were you like, hey, that's cool? Like,
I'd have been like, let me go buy the CD. Do they even have CDs still with Best Buy?
That would have been such a good remedy. Like, you want me to leave, but I can go get this.
Because I didn't even get a chance to like buy anything. Like literally, they escorted me out. It was like,
my God,
it was like, okay, this idiot, you're done. I tried saying, hey, I tried Shazamming, and I was told, well, haven't you heard of Google? I'm gonna have to ask you like to leave. I got down. I couldn't even buy anything. I literally
but they still let him in.
Ridiculous stories.
They still let him in though, so it kind of works out, I guess.
Hey, listen,
I just
listen.
I tried.
I tested to see if. Okay, well, here the story continues a little bit.
It continues.
Okay.
Oh God!
So I just gave you the whole story. Here's like the ending part. Okay, here's like the alternative ending. I wait a week later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm thinking, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go in there, and worst case scenario is that they're like, hey, we're not letting this guy back in. Okay, I even went all around. So I went around the store. Just to see if they had maybe like a poster board that said, have you seen this person? Or don't allow this person in, just in case. You never know. Okay. And there wasn't. Okay. I went in and I got my DVD. Oh, I think it was
what movie were you purchasing?
It was The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I got my DVD and I checked it out and they said, have a good day. And then I left. No one, the supervisor wasn't there. No one like claimed, hey, that's the idiot that climbed that stairs.
I can't. But now I can't get over that.
Now I see that, and I'm not sure if the other Best Buys do this now or not, but now there is like a little rope where that covers the stairs.
You were that person. You're the reason why.
I was. So.
Oh my goodness. So at least I don't know if I've been. Oh no, I'm done. No, it's been pretty bad because at least for you were like a customer, whereas like I was still working at a grocery store and I completely abandoned bagging this chick's groceries to get a song. I was more concerned.
You abandoned someone's groceries to listen to a song?
I had to find out.
I think that's up there. I think that's up there, man. I think that definitely think because one's legal and one's illegal.
I don't know if it's illegal. It's just not a good practice.
I never said yours was illegal.
Okay, that's true.
I don't know if yours was illegal either. I think that's just a store policy.
They don't want
a liability issue that could be a liability issue.
Yeah, liability. Yeah.
Right.
For me, it's like you can lose your job if this lady complains.
Oh my God! Well, we got to hear that one. Okay, so what happened?
Okay, all right. So, in my defense, it was
we got defense before they even before
in my defense. It was around the holiday time, and everybody knows the worst. If you work in retail in any form, you loathe the day after Thanksgiving because Christmas music is already playing. Now compound that with just the sheer anxiety that you have working in retail around the holidays. And for me, I was in a grocery store. So it was like a never ending like spiral of terror that I would have to feel. So randomly, I'm just going through the motions of bagging groceries during this ridiculous evening. And it's because it wasn't a Christmas song that it caught my attention. And I was like, what is this? And it sounded amazing. And I was like, I need to figure out what the song is. So I tried to like nudge my colleague next to me who was bagging somebody else's groceries because I knew that they had SoundCloud. So I was like, hey, like, figure out what the song is. You're almost done. I need to know. And he looked at me like I was crazy. So I was like, never mind, you're not my friend. So I went to the other person, a supervisor. And I was like, because I knew he liked music. So I was like, yo, you got to find out what the song is. So he does at least the nice thing of finishing his current task before he's walking around with his phone, like up, trying to find the closest speaker. He's like, I can't find it.
Right.
Like you, it gets to a point where you know the song is going to end.
Of course. And it's like anxiety starts racing.
Yeah, like this is about to happen. Someone needs to make a decision. Someone needs to make an executive decision. So, sorry, ma'am. Your banana's gonna have to wait. And I like just boom, 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 boom. I ran to like where the customer service booth was because I knew there was a stool there, so I could like go right above the plants and get the song.
Oh no.
And I'm pretty sure it was by Annie Lennox.
The time she got back, those bananas were brown.
No, I think after it sank in that I realized like, oh my goodness, I just left this woman. Like, and it was like mid-conversation too. So I was like, you ask questions. How would you like this? Do you want this going on? Yeah. She turned around and I knew I was ghost. Like it was gone. I was gone. So I just stayed away for a little bit until she came back. But
that's amazing.
That was definitely by Annie Lennox.
It's funny because it seems okay. So the two of you we've determined are like you'll go to any lengths.
That's right.
To go scan with your phone a song and figure out what it is. Whereas I'm more of the like I'm trying to slyly pull out my phone and open up Soundhound and kind of like keep it obscured so people don't see me scanning.
Don't hide it.
Nice.
Don't hide it.
That's so sweet though.
Like I wouldn't necessarily abandon somebody, but I've definitely been holding a conversation with someone and attempting to keep my voice slightly quieter so that I'm not overpowering whatever the music is that I'm trying to scan. Like if I'm in the car with somebody, that's another time where sometimes I'll do that. But there's nothing worse than like you mentioned the anxiety of, there's only like 60 seconds left of a song. Like to me, if I hear a song in a commercial and I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. By the time I've thought that, gotten my phone or my iPad out, opened up Soundhound and hit the button, the song is pretty much ending. And I'm like, crap. Now I either have to wait and hope that I catch it again and I'm quicker next time, or I can maybe Google the commercial because it's a little bit easier if you know what the commercial is to be like commercial for whatever. But Googling it in a store, like if you don't know what the song is to make anything out, I'm the kind of person that my response to a lot of things is Google it. Like there's so many things you can Google. That's not one of them.
So let me ask you something though. So with this example that you gave, you said you were watching something?
Like
or listening
like
to
a
something?
Commercial. Yeah, like a commercial. Some commercials use popular songs.
No,
but
the reason why I'm asking is because I do that too.
Yeah.
But do you have DVR capabilities where you could rewind it?
Yes. However, if I'm watching TV with someone else, I'm trying to like not make it obvious. I'm not going to rewind it so that I can like pull up Soundhound and whatnot.
So considerate, whereas we're like,
I might just be like, hold on for 1 minute. I like that song. Now, let me ask you this though, and this is actually a question for the group, because, and I've actually witnessed this and experienced this. But have you used your app, on a commercial or say like a show or a movie? And you don't get the song, you get the actual show. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off so much. It's like, like if you hear
Super Bowl, actually.
Yeah. Oh,
if
that's
you
a good
scan
point. Yeah.
the halftime show, it came up with the last year, because I tried this with something last year. It came up with that year's Super Bowl as opposed to like the artist and the song, which I'm like, but that doesn't really, that tells me who the artist is. That doesn't tell me who the song is. Yeah. Which I was like, on the one hand, oh, that's kind of cool. On the other hand, I'm like, that's a little annoying because I want to know who the 100%. Artist is.
I find those very difficult when they have shows that have like instrumental backgrounds. So it may not be lyrics because I mean, if you're watching a show or anything like that, and if you're not able to get the app going, but you could at least remember one line of the lyrics, you could always Google it and be like, oh, okay, that's what the song was. And then you'll say, oh yeah, it was attached to Vampire Diaries or something like that. But if we want to get like deeper, I'm talking about. If it's
just instrumentals, it's way harder.
Just the instrumental, and you're like, wow, that's really cool. And it's like, why? You're a good man, Charlie Brown. No, I don't want the good. No, I know it's from good.
What were you watching? What show were you watching? Or are you too embarrassed to tell us? Like, what were you watching? Or it was just instrumentals?
Oh, actually, you know what? I won't be embarrassed on telling this one. Okay, so my wife,
Paris Hilton's cooking show.
Right?
No, it's not. It's not a cooking show.
Okay.
My wife is a Grey's Anatomy's fan.
Oh, okay. Good music.
Okay.
Usually. Yeah.
Hey, has there been a couple of times where TV has been quiet and, I spent time with her where I watched a show? Of course there has. But there have been plenty of which, by the way, this is not a comment for any gender or whatnot, but I don't understand why people like that show and they enjoy crying. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, is there something that clicks in either a male or female mind that goes, hey, you know what? I feel like crying. I'm going to watch this show.
Yes, there is, Matt. Yes.
I'm going to have this bottle of wine and I'm going to cry over Gray Meredith, whatever her name is, Meredith Gray, whatever her name is, and Patrick Dempsey or something like that. Someone dead.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, he's dead or something like that. So, and of course, I'm the guy and I drive my wife nuts because I'm like, oh, who's that? What happened? Like, oh, why is he crying? And of course, I'll be like, why are you crying? But anyways, there's been some instrumental parts in some of the shows where I'm like, wow, that's actually a really nice piece. I go to Shazam it and it says Grey's Anatomy, season 7, episode 29. I'm like, what? Okay.
So is that because it's a song that was done specifically for the soundtrack of the show? Or is it just that it's like, it's actually a well-known song and
is it because you're using Shazam?
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, that's another question. Because I've never had that happen with the show except for like live programs like the Super Bowl. That's the only time I've had that happen with Soundhound.
I don't know. Maybe it could be Shazam. I don't know what it could be. I'll have to try to download this new app and whatnot. But I would find that like going back in rewinding and trying to Shazam again, maybe it'll come up with something else. Now, here's an alternative, and here's a little like tip for us and our listeners out there. So take, for instance, this is what I found out. Where there's a will, there's a way, and if you can't find a way, you got to make one, right? So this is what you do. Like that's not necessarily a roadblock. Okay, so Grey's Anatomy, season 7, 29. Oh, great. So guess what? Now what I do is I go, I'm going to look that up. Google Grey's Anatomy, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to go song list.
Oh.
And 9 times out of 10, Google's going to pop up with a song list, whether I think it's from like either IMDb or something like that, or something similar to that. And it'll tell you the songs of that episode. So in all actuality, there is still a way if you run into those types of roadblocks. So ladies and gentlemen who are listening, okay, if you do find yourself running into a roadblock of what I just mentioned, you could always go ahead and take that information of whatever your app says and throw it into Google and just type in, songs, and it'll give you the actual list of the songs. And that's how I managed to find that instrumental piece, which was, it'll come to me.
That's all right. Take your time.
Yeah, no.
Take your time.
Oh, it was. I think it was. I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Elvis Presley, but it was an instrumental song. So, of course, that song
Tears.
would be in a grave. I can't tell. Okay, we're done. And you know what's weird is I choked before I drank my tea.
Couldn't even get it out. He couldn't even bear the fact.
That's what she said.
That was
What was
YouTube pre-censoring us.
What was like one of the first songs you like ever either Shazammed or SoundCloud or like what was one of the first ones? Because I found mine and I was like, oh dear God, what state of mind was I in?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'm
actually gonna be a little wary of it. Library.
Well, I don't know what mine. I know what my song is, but I don't know what it is. Like I've not listened to it in so long, and it's not on Spotify anymore, so I can't listen to it there. And I just Googled it, and I'm not finding any way to play it anywhere online either. So, like, there was a video for it that's gone. Like, where
disappeared?
Where did this song go?
So mine was Leon Bridges' Beyond.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I know.
My camera's freaking out.
Okay. I can't do it.
But cool.
How about your guys?
You're gonna laugh at me.
Is it your good man, Charlie Brown?
No. No. It shows how much like I choose not to listen to this artist, but it was something that clearly was like annoying me. So I had to be like, what is the song? And it's Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball.
Okay, we're done.
Really?
Wait a minute, you Shazammed a Miley Cyrus song?
Legit! It was on September 17th, 2013. Wrecking Ball, Miley Cyrus, #1. That's the first one.
Wow.
What? And I'm saying what? Because Miley Cyrus has a very unique sound.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'd love to be able to explain this more. Like, all I can do is speculate about myself in that time in life.
Oh wait, what's your second one?
My second one?
If it's Miley Cyrus, I'm gonna drop.
It's not.
Party in the USA. What?
Is it Justin Bieber?
What would you think about
God,
me?
no.
No, it's more in line with something that I would listen to, and it's She Knows by J. Cole. And then #3 is Illusions of Time. Oh, and it was because I was watching House of Lies with Don Cheadle.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's called Illusions of Time. But yeah, sorry everybody.
Illusions of Time and Wrecking Ball.
I feel like
Kayla, you got yours?
I do, and I think I found the video on YouTube of this song because I have no idea. I don't know where I heard this song. I can't really find it anywhere. So it's a song called Alive by a group called Adult Video.
Is it a Pearl Jam cover?
Nah, I don't think so. I'm trying to think of where I would have heard it because I feel like it had to have been a TV show or something, but
that's either going to be a TV show or a walk in the store type of song. I feel like that would be.
I'm pretty sure it would have been a TV show. Just listening to it. Yeah, I just don't know what. I'd have to probably do a lot of digging to figure out where it came from. But that was the first one. It's not available on Spotify anymore. My playlist goes back to 2015. I've been using Soundhound for 6 years now.
Was it from Scrubs?
Scrubs.
What's that? Is Scrubs the one that you said that you like watched faithfully?
Suits.
I
don't think this was a Suits.
Kayla's like the queen of shows. She's watched Suits.
I almost feel like. So at one point, my dad was watching The Sopranos, and I feel like The Sopranos used an Alabama Shakes song. maybe. And there's an Alabama Shake song a little bit further up the list here. And I'm wondering if maybe this song had been used in The Sopranos or something. And I happened to be there when he was watching it. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't think it was Suits, though.
It's so funny that you say Sopranos because I actually use Shazam on a Sopranos episode.
Oh, did you?
And I got the Shy Lights, baby. Oh, girl.
Nice.
Oh, the episode was delicious. Oh, it was amazing.
Nice.
Out of all the girls in Jersey, you had to this one. Oh.
I feel like The Sopranos really of all. So I didn't really watch The Sopranos, but I did see the very end of the last episode. And I'm pretty sure that if there were people who didn't know Don't Stop Believing by Journey at that point in their lives, they did after that, because I'm pretty sure that's all anybody talked about for like a month after The Sopranos ended, was how that song was used and how they either hated the ending, which seemed like it was the vast majority of people, or they thought the ending was really good.
This divided people.
Yes, it did. And now they're doing a prequel movie, and they've got James Gandolfini's son is playing him as a younger version of him. What's his name?
And
boy, does he look like him.
Michael Gandolfini.
Michael?
Yeah.
The Many Saints of Newark. Cannot wait.
Do you ever feel like do you feel like most of them are the most time you're gonna try to find a song is either like in a store or watching a show? Especially nowadays.
I feel like that's most of the time.
That's all we got going on. It's like I'm either watching a show or I'm getting dolled up to go to the grocery store.
So there's one exception for me. Like I listen to a lot of, particularly when I'm working, I've talked about this on some other shows, I listen to a lot of Sirius XM Chill, Sirius XM Real Jazz, or they've got another station that's called Chill Hop that it's only in the online streaming version of it. And it's a lot of like hip hop, chill, jazz mixes, which are really cool. So I'll often be a lot of times like sitting here listening to that while I'm working, and I'll find a song I really like and I want to add it to my Spotify playlist, and I'm being super lazy. So I'll pull out Soundhound and let it just listen to the song and add it. And then later on, I'll just put it in a different playlist or whatever. So I do, especially where I work from home pretty much permanently now, I do find myself doing that a lot, but in stores and watching TV for sure. And like I said, sometimes commercials, I'll hear a song and I'll be like, oh, that's kind of like, let me see if I can find one.
Yeah.
Well, while you're finding that, recently, another quick little funny thing. So for a while, I tried Shazamming the Home Depot theme.
The Home Depot theme?
It's just a groovy theme, like and I'm like, this is kind of a groovy theme, and I wanted to download it because I want to play like I want it like
such a dad.
Going to Home Depot and he's jamming the Home Depot commercial theme.
Home Depot jingle is like your cup of tea, dude. You are a father.
I am the guy that's walking through the it's like the double doors open. They go, "Welcome, Matt." Show me where the lumber is. I need a gun.
Did you find it? Does it like have something that you should?
So it's Shazammed as Home Depot. Supposedly there's no but I thought it was like I tried looking up Home Depot jingle, even on YouTube, 10 hours of the Home Depot jingle type of thing, just so I could play guitar to it. Just because like I said, it's just a groovy type.
I'm gonna need you to do that. I'm gonna need you to do like a web exclusive of you riffing off of this.
It's like trying to put on the white. It's like trying to put on the white suit from the Bee Gees, walking into a Home Depot and you're just blending in.
Oh my goodness.
This is so funny. I just need to recap that Matt has almost been banned from a Best Buy and loves the tunes of Home Depot. Just want to put that somewhere.
Yep. Wow. Might have pissed off some Lowe's people, but hey, sorry. Come up with the jingle and I might keep going to your show.
I just found out that there's a jingle for Almond Joy. I was watching the Almond Joy. There's a commercial for Almond Joys. And they have a tune. And my sister had to be like, well, yeah, that's the song for Almond Joys. I was like, they have a song? Like, I didn't know that this existed.
Oh. Is it from that commercial where like the hand comes out of the telephone and like the girl's like, call me?
What?
You said Almond Joy.
Yes. I mean, I was not that invested in the commercial. I was more surprised the fact that
Almond Joy
a candy bar has a theme song.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that one yet.
Like,
or paid attention, maybe.
I know
I just
what I
haven't
do
paid
before
attention.
I go to bed.
Oh my God.
It's not going to go anywhere now. It's here. It's just here.
Nope.
Oh, man.
You find it, Kayla? You find it?
No, I'm not finding it. And I'm wondering if maybe this was one that wasn't on Spotify, so Soundhound couldn't find it or something. Mm-hmm. And I know I've got a few in here that are things that I've heard on commercials, but when there's 1,600 songs in the playlist, it's really hard to know.
Name a random one. Name one that's like mad random.
Like just any song off of my playlist?
One that we wouldn't expect that you would be like, oh.
Oh boy. Okay, hang on.
I know for a fact there's going to be some figure skating songs in there because you're a fan of it.
Hater.
I'm not hating. I'm pointing out.
All right. You want to go there? Hang on. Let me go back toward the top of the playlist because I know there's some up there.
Wait a minute.
Because Keisha and I actually, after the last episode we did together, I shared my screen and she was looking at some of my playlist here, and there were quite a few like, wait a minute, that's on your playlist moments. And a few of them were like, oh yeah, that was something that was a figure skating thing.
Yeah.
While you're looking that up, Kayla, did you ever watch I, Tonya with Maggie Robbie?
Is that the Tonya Harding documentary or whatever?
Oh, it was a movie, but well done.
It's like a mockumentary, but did you see it, Keish?
I did.
I thought it was actually good.
I liked it. I really liked it.
I was trying to, I mean, this is probably
surprising that Kayla, you haven't, but Kayla doesn't really watch movies.
But it's figure skating though.
Yeah, but I watch like actual figure skating, like, you know.
If you want to watch a twisted movie, watch that one. I was trying to accept the fact that Winter Soldier is a big asshole in that movie. And the fact that Harley Quinn just takes it. Yeah. I'm not going to spoil anything else. Okay. Keisha knows what I'm talking about, though.
Well, if it's a documentary, I'm pretty sure we all know.
No. It's a mockumentary. It's a mockumentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like trying to tell the whole scenario of what happened with the whole Tonya Harding incident, but it's like trying to get all different types of point of views and
it's a movie. It's still a movie.
Okay.
You got one? You got one, Kayla?
I got one that I'm pretty sure was actually, believe it or not, I think it was actually used in an Apple commercial. Down by Marion Hill.
Yes.
Oh. That's a good one.
Yes.
I happen to be scrolling through it. I'm like, that one, let's see what this one is, because I don't know. And I started playing, and I'm like,
first, when you said Apple, I thought you were going to mention Edward Scissors in the Magnetic Zeros. Edward Sharp in the Magnetic Zeros.
I was like, wait,
Edward
what?
Scissorhands. Yeah, that's a movie.
What happened?
Like, what? What are we talking about here? Let's see. So I'm trying to figure out, based on the dates that these were added, probably some of them would have been just before my nieces came to visit, because there was a whole like figure skating thing then that I was watching. Yeah. No.
Oh, now you have to mention
Where the
that.
heck are those? I'm trying to find them. I don't know. I'm scrolling through here and I'm like, they gotta be here somewhere, and I'm not seeing those songs. So I don't know where they went. I feel like some of my songs are missing or something. Because I know the last show Keisha and I did. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Marion Hill again, because Keisha pointed this one out when we were looking at my playlist. I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Yes, I love that
the cover
version. And if you know me, you know that's like one of my favorite karaoke songs. So
by Whitney Houston?
Different. It's very different from the Whitney Houston version, whereas I feel like the Whitney Houston version's really kind of upbeat. This one's not quite as upbeat, but it's a great song.
Yeah, Whitney Houston definitely like dance pop, but it makes you think. I think it makes you it makes you want to believe that maybe these songs were supposed to be performed that way. Because if you go back and like, you know, just listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh, maybe it was this, but because this song came out in like in the 80s, it's dance pop. That's what the song turned out to be versus, oh, maybe it should be this. So I love that rendition by Marion Hill.
Speaking of renditions that can have a whole totally different meaning, I came across this TikTok guy, and he actually has a YouTube channel, and I forgot his name. I apologize, but he did a wedding version of Kiss the Girl by Little Mermaid, a wedding version. And it is, I'm actually getting chills just talking about it because look after the show. Okay. And listeners who are listening to this episode, just YouTube Kiss the Girl wedding version. It's this guy, okay, who's got like a nice like baritone voice, but it's like very slow. It's almost kind of like a cappella-ish, and has like a little bit of a piano in the background, but he's like, it's brings a whole nother view from a childhood song to something that could be celebrated, you know, in someone's life. So check it out. It's really, really unique. I personally think it's better than the original. And I rarely say that about original stuff.
Especially with a Disney tune. You know what you're doing to people right now. You know what you're doing to people right now.
Oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna add some more fuel to the fire.
I'm gonna double down.
I'm gonna add more fuel to the fire. So here we go. I thought Maleficent was better than Sleeping Beauty. Yes, Maleficent is
he does
better.
Said it now. He said it.
Than Sleeping Beauty.
I just heard Keisha's cup bang down on the table.
He said it.
I know originals. I rarely say that about originals, but when I saw Maleficent, okay, listen. I saw Aladdin. I thought it sucked. Now I'm talking about the live actions. Okay, time out. Let's rewind. Live actions.
All right.
Live action. All right. Okay, all the cartoon classics.
How you gonna hate on Aladdin? Like
all the cartoon classics, they're amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Couldn't stand. Now we're only going to talk about live actions. I repeat, live actions. Couldn't stand Aladdin. Okay. Couldn't stand Cinderella. Couldn't stand. Did they do an Alice in Wonderland one?
I mean, they've done so many, yes.
Yes, they did do an Alice in Wonderland. Couldn't stand Alice in Wonderland. Didn't mind Lion King.
Okay.
Maleficent, on the other hand, the story, the cast is phenomenal. And I think the reason why I'm saying this, okay, I'm a fair person. Okay. When I'm looking, I'm fair. Hey, listen, I'm fair. I tell like it is. Sometimes people don't like it, but hey, at least I'm fair. With stories that are like that, okay, I've always wondered this, and I've always wondered this as a child to even to up to today. Okay, is what is on the other side of the coin? And Maleficent gave us that. Maleficent gave us the other side of the coin to Sleeping Beauty, which turned out to be, spoiler alert, so mute yourself.
He said he wasn't gonna spoil it. He gonna go ahead and spoil it. Go ahead and spoil it.
I am. Because now I'm just going to. Spoiler warning, here we go. Maleficent showed that she did everything in her power, okay, to help this girl out. Okay. And she fell in love with the prince who became a king. Okay. And then the king's like, F you, I'm going to now go after you. And she's like, what the hell is all this about? And he's just the king, that what you think is the good guys are really the assholes. So that's why in return, she's like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and let's put boxing gloves on. And that's where she goes ahead and casts the spell. I found that Maleficent, okay, gave us that other side of the coin and gave us a different perspective that maybe the good guys that were known to or were grown up with are now exactly the good guys that could be pertained and viewed as. So I really respect Maleficent and can say honestly that I felt that it's better than the original Sleeping Beauty in the 1950s. I think it's the 1950s. That's just an argument. That's just a distorted opinion. But
we gonna let him keep his opinion on that because I ain't trying to get started. But if we want to talk about The Lion King, it's a funny music story. The live action version, because they have so many iconic songs in The Lion King, right? It's a Broadway for a reason. So I took my nephew to go see this, and
let me say this though. The Lion King cast, I felt it was perfect.
Oh yeah, it was great casting.
Well, absolutely perfect.
Great casting. But if you know any of the songs, a lot of us are like familiar with enough songs from The Lion King, and I got sorely reminded that these movies were designed for kids, right? To sing along with. And I brought my nephew. We had been watching the original animated version for weeks leading up to the release. So I bring him to the theater. I get this boy his popcorn and everything. You would have thought he believed he was in his own living room the way he was belting out these songs. Like, I had to apologize to the people next to me. I'm so sorry. God, I'm so sorry. Oh, when it came like right at the onset of the Circle of Life, this boy was standing on top of these nice seats. Like, it's I'm like, oh my goodness.
Good for him. Hey, you only live once. Good for him.
Hey. But like that's the power of like Disney songs. Is it really manifests more in like the age group that they were meant for.
Of course.
But to see that play out in real time, and then by the end, no lie, this boy made friends with every other child that was in this theater. They all had to sing along. I'm sitting here just like, I don't know how this happened.
Give me that popcorn.
Like, that's my niece though. Like my niece is the same way. She just belts out, and I mean, no disrespect to my niece. I love my niece, but she's not going to be winning any Grammys anytime soon. but you know what? She has a grand old time singing. My brother and sister-in-law will send us videos of her in the car listening to music, and she's singing away at the top of her lungs. And my sister-in-law wanted to kill my mom and I last year for her birthday because she told us to get her one of those, you know, like the dollar store microphones that they can yell into and they make it sound like it echoes. Yeah. She wanted us to get her one of those. Instead, what we got her was one of those mics that had like a Bluetooth speaker in it, and the thing had music that played along with it. And my sister-in-law called the next day. She looked like she was ready to murder somebody, okay? My niece is in the background. You can hear her belting into this microphone, and my sister-in-law is just like, she's got murder written on her face. And I was like, well, turn it down. And she goes, it's down as far as it will go. And the batteries, I think, mysteriously, or I think it ran on rechargeable, like it was a plug it in type of thing, like a phone, and the charger mysteriously disappeared. And I don't think that she's using that anymore. So every year I threaten,
knows where it's gone.
my dad used to say, that my grandfather would send my brother and I home with all kinds of noisy toys that ran on batteries, but he would tell us that we couldn't put the batteries in them until we got home. So my dad always looked forward to when he had his own grandchildren so that he could do the same thing. So I'm just kind of trying to help him like continue to live out that dream, because like I at one point I was like, oh, would you think she'd be interested in playing the drums? Because I'd consider sending down a little drum kit or something for her, right? And I think they would absolutely kill me if I did that.
But you're the fun aunt. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, well, I'm supposed to mess up this child for you, right? You deal with it. That's why they have unconditional love for me, right? Because I'm giving them all the fun stuff and all this time and accolades, and I can send them back for you to handle. Congratulations.
My sister-in-law was not happy about the mic at all, but I do think that she's kind of showing an interest in potentially learning to play the guitar. So she has, like, my brother, when he was still in the military and he was in the barracks, somebody had left behind a cheap acoustic and he took it. So like she noodles around on that. And when she's come up here, she'll pick up my guitars, and I've got videos of her from when, like, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So she's maybe like 3, and she's strumming away on my guitar and just making a bunch of racket. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she's making up lyrics and she's singing a song about how she loves her baby sister and her mother and her father. And it's like, by the time she's done, she's got a whole song written in her mind. And so I hope that maybe she's showing an interest, that at some point when she's older, she might want to learn to play guitar. And my plan is that I want to get her. I mean, you guys know I have a full-size Jackson Randy Rhoads, and they make the Randy Rhoads Minion now, which is the like 3/4 size version. And they have one that's the same finish as my full-size Randy Rhoads. And I want to get her one, but I'm like, you also know what a beating that guitar took through. Yeah. And that was like, we were all in high school, mature enough to know to kind of take care of those things. And that guitar took a beating. So I'm kind of reluctant to give her something like that too early, because I know that she's not quite at an age yet where she would take care of it, but I'm hoping that she shows an interest, and then I can like be like, here's a birthday present or something, and get her a whole like an amp kit and everything to go with it.
Get her a mini stack. A micro stack.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't quite figured out what I was going to get her for an amp, but I had figured out the guitar because I figured she'd probably find it to be cool if she knew that I had a full-size version of the same.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, 100%. So
I'm hoping that that's something that she eventually leans toward taking seriously. But right now, she loves to sing. If a song comes on in the car that she knows, she'll start singing at the top of her lungs, and she's having a grand old time, and that's all that matters.
Well, she's singing.
No. Like, I'm sure she probably knows every song from Frozen, but I don't know about The Lion King. I don't know if
we can't start this.
She has to have seen The Lion King. I don't know.
We all had to lift this.
Never saw Frozen.
Well, good for you.
Neither have I.
You managed to,
but I don't have kids.
You managed to, because, you probably just managed to skim that whole thing, whereas I had to listen to my nephew singing Let It Go far too many times.
Oh God.
That a person needed. And like we so we have a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's a whole
on Disney things and how this messes with the adult psyche when you gotta live in partially living vicariously through the young ones that you have to watch this with. Like,
On a note of Disney, and then we probably should get into the song of the week, because I know we're starting to come up on an hour here, but I do have to just give it a shout out to a friend of mine from college, Ben Ruala, who actually grew up a couple towns over from us, is now like the music director for a Broadway musical called The Broadway Princess Party, which is all like well-known Broadway singers playing Disney princesses, and they're now awesome. On this big tour. They're going around the country with this tour, and I'm super proud of him. I always see these posts, and
that's so cool.
He's like this big wig now, and he plays piano with these guys, and it's really awesome. So if you're into Disney, I would definitely recommend checking that out, because they could be coming to an area near you as well, and Disney fans would probably love it. But anyway, I wanted to throw that out there, because I always get super excited when I see that Ben is doing stuff. That's right. But as much as I feel like we go on all night about all of this stuff, maybe we've got a continuation for another episode. We should probably go into the song of the week, just because we're about 10 minutes away from an hour, I think here. So hopefully you guys, because we didn't really discuss this before we started. We just kind of we knew Matt was about to share a story, and I was like, hold on, we got to hit record. So we didn't really discuss song of the week. So I'll do the spiel to buy you guys a little bit of time if you need to figure out what you're going to do. But just as a reminder, if you haven't heard or seen the show before, or even if you have, maybe you need a reminder, we have a Spotify Song of the Week playlist. We put all of our Song of the Week picks in their entirety into that playlist every week, including the ones that we're going to talk about today. We put the link to the description in every episode, or if you're watching the video version, we have a Spotify scan code that we're going to put on the screen. All you have to do is open up Spotify on your phone or mobile device. In the search bar, click on the little camera button, and it will let you scan. If you hold up to the screen, scan that code, and it'll take you right to our playlist. We've got a lot of songs in there. I mentioned earlier, it's eclectic, not as eclectic as my Soundhound playlist, but it's pretty eclectic, and we've got quite a few songs at this point. So check out all of our past picks, and you'll also be able to find this week's picks. Do you guys want me to go first?
Do it up.
Yeah.
All right. So Matt mentioned that he had found that rendition of Kiss the Girl, the TikTok version, I guess we'll call it. Mm-hmm. And Keisha and I were talking last week about my Song of the Week pick. The last show that we did together was a song that I had actually heard on TikTok. And Keisha was kind of surprised by that. So I'm going to maybe surprise you again with my pick this week is also going to be a pick that I heard on TikTok. However, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this version of it into our Spotify playlist, because I haven't been able to find it on Spotify. I found the original, but not the version that's being used on TikTok. It's called Don't Let Me Down, and the original is by the Chainsmokers featuring Daya. I think that's how you pronounce it, D-A-Y-A, off of 2016's Collage. And again, with the songs that have been out for 5 or 6 years that I'm just now finding out about. So the version that's on TikTok is a slowed version of the song, and I can't figure out who did it originally. I know it's on YouTube, and the YouTube channel is Matrix Sound. I don't know if that's the person who remixed this, or if somebody just poached it from somewhere and put it up there. But there's also an even slower version on Spotify by someone called Philo Chill, F-I-L-O Chill. Which that same person has a whole bunch of other songs that are just slowed down, which is really interesting, because you listen to a song a certain way and then you listen to it slowed down, and it's amazing how different it is to hear it that way. But this song has a pretty cool, simple guitar track, which I think is what was kind of catchy to me. The original is very poppy.
Yeah.
And it's, in general, the song is very poppy compared to a lot of the stuff that I usually pick as my Song of the Week pick. And we didn't even graze the tip of the iceberg with the songs that are in my Soundhound playlist. But let's just say that there were a lot of moments with Keisha going, that's on your playlist, really? And
why?
Yeah.
How did that get there?
I can maybe tell you where I heard it, depending. Sometimes I can't, but yeah, this song, I don't know. It's super catchy. For some reason, it just kind of stuck with me when I heard it. The original is good, but for some reason, I like the slowed down one better.
Okay.
I don't know why. So I'll use the slowed down
version
one.
Probably sounds bluesy.
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, now that you mention it, kind of. Yeah, I mean, it still has a poppiness to it, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it does seem a little bit more bluesy. I will use that version of it for the clip that we're going to do in the show, but unfortunately for the Spotify playlist, I'm not going to. What I'll do for the Spotify playlist is I'll put in the Philo Chill one, but just know that that one is even slower, so it's not quite the same. I'll put both the original and that one, and then you can kind of like compare and contrast if you want to listen to them. But go search YouTube for Slowed Down, Don't Let Me Down, and you'll find the one that I'm referring to that was on TikTok. So cool song, another random find on TikTok, and that's my pick of the week. Anybody have a preference? Who wants to go next? All right, Matt.
So I Shazam this.
Oh boy.
Just the other day. But I knew of the band. I just didn't remember the song, but a little bit of a story. So I'm a Rachel McAdams fan. Oh, she's just so
she purty.
Sweet baby. She really does.
She purty.
Mm-hmm. So have I seen some movies with Rachel McAdams in it? Of course. Came across this chick flick called The Vow. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. Yes, it was just me and a beer in The Vow. So I was like, okay, no one else.
Not even his wife.
For this movie?
For this movie, it was just me, myself, and I.
He's not even going to pretend that his wife was there.
No. This was before everything. Before a kid, before a wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was independent, Matt.
So independent. Finding myself. So I'm watching this movie, and all of a sudden, the song comes up, and I'm like, wow, this band is really good. So I looked it up, and it's this band called The National. Okay, the song in the movie that they were referencing is called England. Now, that's not my song of the week. Is a phenomenal song. Of course it is. But my song of the week is going to be off the same album that England was on, which is the 5th album, okay, off of the 2010 album High Violet. And the song is called Blood Buzz, Ohio. Let me just say this. Listening to England and then listening to Blood Buzz, Ohio is a complete 180. There are some bands out there that I really highly respect that have a lot of orchestraic instruments, a lot of orchestra, a lot of violins. I love that stuff. That's like Velvet, okay? The National is that type of band. So Blood Buzz, Ohio, it's kind of like a tongue twister, shifts a little bit. In the baritone off of, I want to say his name is Matt Berenger, not to be confused with Berenger, the effects pedal, is just blends in. I mean, we're talking about like a Velvet type of sea on a nice yacht with a nice old fashioned, okay, type of song. And listening to the song, it's like the drums are powerful, the music is powerful, and just to add on to Matt's baritone voice, makes it like an indirect feeling of motivation. Okay, now do I know what the song is about? No. Okay, is it about something in Ohio? I'll fully admit, probably, because it has Ohio in it. Okay, I wish I did my research before talking about this, but the reason why I am bringing this up is because it's a great song. If anyone knows of The National, they're highly respected. Definitely a great band to listen to. And when I started getting into them, and when I listened to this album, I thought it was like a brand new band. Just to find out this is their 5th album, so I need to do my due diligence on listening to the 4 previous albums before that. But that's going to be my song of the week, is going to be The National off of High Velvet, released on March 24, 2010. It's going to be track 6, and the song is Blood Buzz, Ohio. So other than that, Miss Quiche, it is your turn.
All right. In the spirit of using an app to figure out a song, mine definitely came from a show, and it was during the time when Shondaland. Don't listen. Like, I confess
love.
Okay.
I thought I'd be getting all the crap tonight for my playlist, but it looks like you won that.
Shade. Like, I was being honest. It was the first song. I didn't even make it up. All right. Like, I'll screenshot it.
Also, for our listeners out there, okay, and I've mentioned this before, and I'm gonna mention it again, okay. This group of friends, okay, is over like 20 years, so we could give each other that hard love type of thing. It's all nothing but fun and games.
But judgment off of Shazam
no judgment
or SoundClouding Miley Cyrus song, because I couldn't for the life of me figure out who and why I kept hearing the song. Anyway,
it's okay. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's okay. Better than Party in the USA.
This is true. This is very true. But on Thursdays, during the era of Shondaland on Thursdays, it was like it was Grey's Anatomy, Scandal. And then she came out, How to Get Away with Murder. And I think she came out with like one more show. I think it only aired for like 2 seasons. But it was very
Private
much
Practice?
No, it was like a cat and mouse, romantic cat and mouse type of a game. Like this guy was he was like a thief and she was a detective, or he was a con artist and she was a detective, and he basically like conned her but loves her at the same time. I don't know. Shondaland knows how to do romance and longing very well. Anywho, during one of their zesty scenes, this song comes on, and I was like,
I don't think I've ever heard that terminology, zesty scenes.
Yeah, we try to keep this, a little for the family. Okay, we're trying to keep it for the family. So I'm gonna go with the word zesty. All right, there was a zesty scene, and
from a culinary chef, I like it.
Thank you.
Like it.
The song is what took me back was I thought I was listening to Amy Winehouse, and it was like kind of, sort of, but not really. And it sounds way more very R&B, very soulful, but the voice was kind of similar. So I was like, I need to my phone wasn't that hard to find, because if you were ever watching a Shondaland show, you were probably on Twitter as well, expressing your feelings during one of these shows. So I found it, and it's by this artist, Stella Sue. And the track is called Right Where I Want You. Now, if you know me outside of this place, I think this is a song that's very fitting for my personality. And it's very soulful, but I like that it kind of emphasizes a woman's power, if you will. And her voice really translates in the song about like, I got you literally right where I want you. It's amazing. So yeah, that's my pick. I
like it.
It's one of those songs. I ended up, I think, downloading her entire album off of that one track.
You'll find that, there's definitely songs out there that if it definitely catches you, you listen to another song off the album and it's like, wow, that's just as good. Then you tend to buy the whole album. Yeah.
Oh, that was one of them. I was like, take all my money. Take it. Madam, this is quality. This is gold right here. Like, yes. Nice. So now when I am like going out on a Friday or Saturday night, that's probably on the playlist.
I like it.
Nice. Yes. Well, I look forward to checking that one out when I edit the show together. And like I said, we'll have all these songs in our Spotify Song of the Week playlist. So if you want to check them out, head over and give them a listen. Link in the bio, or at the beginning, we had that scan code up on the screen. With that, as a reminder to our audience, if you've got an idea for a future show topic, or maybe you'd like to be a guest on the show, or if you're a local artist and you've got some music that you'd like us to listen to and talk about on the show, reach out to us. There's a few ways you can do that. You can head over to our our Anchor page, and leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/distorted opinions. We've also got links to our social media platforms there as well. You can also find us on pretty much any podcast platform at this point just by searching for Distorted Opinions. If you've got a favorite platform and we're not on there, let us know so we can work on trying to get on there. We also have a YouTube channel, which I've said it before. We want to get enough followers, enough people subscribing to our channel that we can get our custom YouTube URL. So head over and subscribe. Just search for Distorted Opinions on YouTube. I believe last episode that Keisha and I did, Keisha issued a challenge that if we had enough people that wanted to see me make my own TikTok account, if we got to 100 subscribers on YouTube, that I would do that. So if you really want to see that,
the ante. I think we can not only guarantee a TikTok for Kayla, but a video of Matt with his Home Depot jingle.
He's got to be pulling up at Home Depot with the window down and the jingle blasting.
We'll like with his guitar. No, he has to be like with his guitar. This has to
with the little amp. Okay. You know what? I accept that challenge. That's 100 subscribers.
100
subscribers over on YouTube.
Give us 150 subscribers.
Okay.
And I will not only go into Home Depot with a guitar, an amp, with that jingle, but I will find the tightest shorts.
Oh my God.
And the tightest tank top.
Are we punishing people?
And I will wear my wife's Uggs. Walking
for the Uggs. Okay. Like, I need to see that.
Give us 150, and I promise you, I'm a man of my word. I'm looking into the camera right now. Give us 100 subscribers, and I will walk into Home Depot with a guitar, and I will play just regular clothes, though. But give me 50 more subscribers, and I will wear the tightest clothing in Uggs, walking into a Home Depot with a guitar and soloing. I promise you.
All right, people, you heard it. You need to tell your friends to subscribe. You need to tell your family to subscribe. Like, let's do this because this could be hilarious. Tell people to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Distorted Opinions on YouTube. The other way that you can get a hold of us is you can send us an email. distortedopinionsshow@gmail.com. You can also leave a comment on any of our social media profiles as well. We're responsive no matter how you choose to reach out to us. With that, let's find out whether or not we're going to end up seeing Matt just playing a Home Depot jingle in Home Depot, or if he's going to be playing a Home Depot jingle in Home Depot in skin tight clothing and Uggs. What do you people want to see? Boy. I think that's the big question here. How many people can we get?
It's all about the URL. We will do anything for the URL.
Wow.
So there
I have another challenge, but I'll save that for another. We'll save that for another episode.
I think we got to wait till we meet our threshold, and then we'll give people another. We'll give them another incentive.
Dose.
Yep.
Yes. So on that note, thank you all for tuning in with us this week. We'll be back next week with a whole new episode. We hope you'll join us then. See you later, guys.